2, 1. G'day, guys, and welcome to a Power On podcast, which is all about gaming and, of course, Battlefield. My name is Footy, and I'm joined here with
MGLive. As you can see, look.
Wow, look at you with the background set up, right?
That's right. We've got to be prepared for this.
Wow. How's it been this week? What's some of the new games that you've kind of got onto, or have seen something new that's cool and exciting to the world of gaming?
I think Starfield.
Yeah.
I think WoW. I mean, that is. I think it's just one of. Sometimes something comes out where it literally changes the industry, and I think that is the game that will literally raise the bar in terms of like open world RPG. I think that's one of those that I would literally am looking forward to what I've seen. Fable.
Yeah.
Like I said, I'm a huge Fable fan. Literally played the first Fable on the original Xbox. I mean, from the trailer, we didn't really see much. I think a lot of it was CGI. I think there was elements of gameplay in that trailer. So that's another thing I'm looking forward to. And there's various other things. Like, for instance, I mean, the new Xbox Series S with 1 terabyte. I mean, I'm not going to get that, but I know a lot of people have been wanting bigger storage. So I think that's another good idea from Xbox. But for me, really, I think those 2 games is what I think I was excited about last week.
Yeah.
I mean, how about yourself? Like, what
Well,
what
yeah.
did you see that really says, wow, that is something that I want, something I'm interested in?
Yeah, like just going back to the Xbox week, basically, when it showcases everything. I kind of got interested with the Fable. I like the kind of humor that's coming out of it. You know, like he's a big British actor. The name has gone somewhere, but he's quite well known, and I was quite. You know how they matched up the giant and, like, I guess, you know, the protagonist, and how, you know, that went through. That was great. And you kind of had a little insight into, like, I guess, gameplay, you know, when the giant was trying to grab it, and you're like, oh, is that gameplay?
I think that was even is it where they're using the power? Is it in the forest?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So I think a lot of that is. I wonder if it's in-game as well. In-game engine, a lot of it as well.
Yeah. Well, we'll just have to wait and see for the new trailer. For example, the gameplay trailer. But just on that, what else was that? Starfield was. That is such a huge game, and you know Bethesda does these sort of games where you're like, wow, how many hours is this going to take me, and how much of my life am I going to lose to this game?
I think the good thing about this is they've learned from all the developments from all their previous games, and those was literally award-winning games. So they've learned all the issues that they've had. In the game development, there's always problems. We all know, like, Bethesda games have always had bugs. They've also had new systems in place of each release. And they've actually gained all that knowledge. I've implemented that into Starfield. And I think this is no doubt going to be the biggest Bethesda game ever made. I think, to be honest, it's the biggest game ever made in general. But you can do anything. Like, they said that you don't even have to do the main quests.
That's crazy,
You can just go out there and just explore. Like, there's no doubt. I think I know what I'm gonna do, and I'm gonna literally be a pirate.
You're
pirate MG. That's
is
what
it?
I'm gonna be doing.
Is it? I didn't hear it. It's just single player, right? It's not multiplayer, unfortunately.
That's single player.
Yeah. I mean, until what is it? The next Elder Scrolls comes out, then this is gonna be the biggest thing that they've ever done, I think. Space. My God, they said there was so many planets to explore, so many things to do.
About 1,000.
That's insane. Imagine. So we were talking last time. We were talking about AI. Imagine like having AI in these sort of games where you know new maps and new planets are being created in general by AI, and every user experience is completely different to say your friend next door. You know, like he's got an ice planet, you've got a jungle planet, you know, that is in quadrant 629 out in the far distances, you know, and there's a different war going on between species and stuff like that. I think that would be fantastic. But yeah, that's really Starfield, and that's something I'm really looking forward to. Anything else from the Xbox showcase that you caught your eye there?
Payday 3.
Yeah.
Like I say, I enjoyed Payday. I think it's one of those games where you do need a grow. Ways that you literally, for instance, you need to be mic'd up. And last time I played Payday, which was a few years ago, it was about 4 of us, and it's one of the best experience I've experienced in gaming. You've got to have a good team.
Yeah.
If not, it's just not one of those games you could get into. But I think that looks pretty decent, to be honest. I don't know if you've enjoyed Payday 3, Payday 2, sorry.
I look, to be honest, I played a little bit of Payday 2. That was quite interesting. However, I looked at it. Maybe it's still really early, but I felt like the graphics were a little bit behind the times, and like the voice acting. I don't know if you saw like when he went in there and then he was like, "Get on the floor." It was like, "Get on the floor," you know, like, and I was like, "Really?" This does not sound like a gun heist. It's like Krusty the Clown from The Simpsons, you know. So let's see. It's still early. There's always a lot of trailers that showcase some things that are not in the final release pretty early. But yeah, that's I guess what I saw in the showcase that really interested me. Some of the indie games too, but yeah.
One of those games is Phasmophobia.
Okay.
I'm a huge fan of Phasmophobia because I've got a lot on Steam. And I think now getting the console players into that, I think it's cross-play as well.
Okay.
I don't know if you played Phasmophobia.
No, I haven't.
Oh my god! I tell you what, like we'll have to team up at some point. It's just one that you've got to experience it. It just feels like you're a proper ghost hunter, and I mean, there's a few jumps in there. Like literally, you would literally crap your pants a few times. But because last time I played Phasmophobia was probably sometime early last year.
Yeah.
And I know they've added some more content, but now to see that come into console just full of all that content like day one, I think that's something that a lot of the console players are going to be interested in. Yeah. So yeah, I think that's one thing I'm looking forward to as well. And also it's going to be early access as well. So I don't know if it's going to be cheaper when it first comes out on console.
Okay, that's
yeah.
Oh, that'd be interesting. Maybe I definitely need to check that out then. That's for sure.
Yeah, I mean, like there's a lot of videos out there and streams. I know there's a passionate community of Phasmophobia, so yeah, you never know. Like, yeah, just give it a try.
Okay. And also, is there any games this week that has caught your eye or you've been playing and needs a little bit more spotlight?
I'll show you, actually. It's been out for a few years.
Yeah.
Order 1886.
Oh, wow.
I literally got into that.
Yeah.
My God. I mean, it's an old game, and I'm playing on the PS4. Wow, it's one of the best looking games I've seen.
Oh, really?
I mean, can you imagine if literally ported that over to I don't know if it's on PC. I don't know if it is or not.
No, it isn't actually. It isn't because I actually tried to look for that game to play, and then at the time I didn't have a PlayStation either, so I never got the opportunity to play it.
Well, I think if they brought that to a PS5 and PC, oh my God, it would be one of the best looking games. So I've been playing some of that. I've also been playing. Well, actually, no, I've just finished Star Wars Jedi Survivor.
Oh, yes.
I just finished that today, actually. Wow. I mean, like I said, there's going to be no spoilers in this podcast. But what an experience. I mean, I do think it's one of the best Star Wars games ever made. And I've played all those Star Wars games.
Yeah.
Just the writing is some of the best. And I mean, we've seen that the Star Wars movies, some of them have been, well, it hasn't been the best in terms of content from the movies. TV series, fantastic, but I would say this is some of the best Star Wars stories you will ever witness. I highly recommend Star Wars Jedi Survivor. I was playing on the Xbox Series X, and it looks it's beautiful.
Yeah,
oh my God.
I played that on the PC, and I was just like, wow, this is so. Just the week before, I had finished Jedi Fallen Order, you know, and so I was really fresh going into Jedi Survivor, and I was like, wow, it is fundamentally the best sequel I have seen to like any game so far. It was just like, you know, there's no spoilers to this, but there's like the skills are taken across, plus there's more skills and more additions to what you find and play with, and it just feels like the most crazy sequel. So it's very, very well done. That's for sure.
Like I said, I finished it, and there's still a lot of stuff to do. It just shows you how much content there is in Star Wars Jedi Survivor. I think you got to give some credit to devs that literally put that extra bit, that extra whack, in their games. You know, we've seen some games where you finish it and that's it. You know, like you might finish it within 5-6 hours and that's it. But I believe Star Wars Jedi Survivor is around about 20 hours, I think.
Yeah.
That's if you're doing the main mission quests.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of content.
Yeah.
But talking about Star Wars, I've just realised from the showcase, one game I forgot to mention, and that is Star Wars Outlaws.
Yeah.
I mean, yes, we saw the trailer, and then I was excited, but we always wanted to see gameplay, and we finally got the gameplay the day after on the Ubisoft streams, and it looks good. I like it.
Yeah.
It reminds me sort of Jedi Survivor, but I think this one is more tactical.
Yeah, and more open world, right? This is like quite open world.
Well, it's from the devs that make the Division games.
Yeah.
So yeah, I expect it to be open world, which is something new, something different. So I'm looking forward to that, and also as well is, I mean, you can't really tell from a trailer, but yeah, maybe a good character, hopefully, like a good female character.
Yeah.
And because, like I said, we've seen Jedi, Fallen Order and Jedi, Star Wars Jedi Survivor. Oh my god, which is a male character, so it's always good to see a female character.
Yeah, for sure.
We're looking forward to play as her. So yeah, a lot of Star Wars content.
Yeah,
and I'm a huge Star Wars fan, so that is good for me, guys.
Yeah, that's perfect. I'm like, just the whole universe is coming around, and there's a lot more content being brought out, and it excites you because there's so much more than just Jedis and Sith and all that sort of stuff. You know, there's so much lore in that. You can just build. You know, like the Mandalorian came out, and people were like, "Wow, this is cool. There's no Jedis."
You can create so many stories with different types of characters, and that we're finally getting that within the TV series that we're seeing on Disney Plus and within the games. I'm just looking forward to what we're going to see for the next 10 to 20 years in the Star Wars universe. What types of games, TV series? I mean, are we going to get some more movies? Possibly, but for me, I've been enjoying the TV series a lot more than the latest movies that we've seen. I don't know if you have, but me personally, as a big Star Wars fan, I've been just enjoying the games and the TV series a bit more.
Yep, I agree. It's just more content. It's more different, just different stories that I haven't seen. So that is good. That is good. Now, I want to talk about what we all have been waiting for: Battlefield Season 5. Now, it's just dropped out. It's been like a week now. What is your overall feelings, MG? I'll say mine afterwards, but what's your thoughts? So there's a new map, there's a new couple of weapons, there's a few new grenades that have been dropped out as well, and obviously, I don't know if I said map.
Map, yeah, which is Reclaimed, which is an old Battlefield format.
Yeah.
And I like it. And why do I like it is because you get that sort of that Battlefield feel from the old games. Because with this, because actually, let's go back to the first maps in 2042. Vehicles you couldn't really do anything with vehicles. Yeah. It was useless. But with this, you can actually get a tank and start dominating the battlefield. Finally. Start dominating the battlefield, because the way the map is designed, it's designed vehicles. Finally, it's designed for snipers. It's designed for close quarters. Whatever you like, close quarters, vehicle warfare, or you just want to camp and snipe. It's got all that in this map, and that's why it's one of the best maps I've ever played from Battlefield 4. You literally can do anything. I don't know if you got the same feeling.
I really enjoyed the map. That's for sure. I was playing different type game modes. So, like for example, I was playing Breakthrough, and Breakthrough, and it came to a point where I think it was the third line of defense, or per se. They have a tunnel. There's a tunnel, and this thing is just filled with people. There's two flags. One's out in the the fields or something, the oil fields, and then the other one is in like a bunker, and it's just a mess. Like, you cannot break it. Like, people are throwing grenades on both sides. There's guns going in. You run in, you're dead straight away. And it's like that sort of map that you go, okay, it wasn't really balanced here enough, because I played it like 6 times, and it all ended on that. You know, you could not beat that bunker. You know, so that is one thing I have a problem with the map. But then otherwise, I think it's really good. It's got, places to camp. That centerpiece where there's like those warehouses are just the battleground, right? There's those helicopters that are just really, I think they're what are they called? But they're not in it anyway, and it just feels really good and clean.
I think I haven't played Breakthrough yet, because I only experienced Conquest, and I said before, it caters for every single player's or player style. For instance, I said close quarters, etc. Medium range, long range shooting, and I've seen a lot of people on social media that agrees. Like, it's just, for me, what you experience is just from the old Battlefield games.
Yeah,
and that's what we've always wanted. And hopefully they implement that into the next Battlefield. Hopefully.
Yeah. I also, one thing I really picked up on the Battlefield is I thought you would have those new guns or new grenades released. At least the grenades. But they were dropped in the Battle Pass. And I felt, okay, you didn't get any on the first milestone. It was on the 20th milestone, if I'm correct.
I think it might be, yeah.
And I was like, okay, and I played like 6, 7, 8, 9 matches, and I still hadn't unlocked the 20th milestone. I was like, I wanted to come back to the game to use those things straight away. Like, it's annoying because it's like, oh, these are ages away. Why can't you just give at least 1 or 2 in the first 10 milestones?
Do you have an unlock pack we got to pay for to unlock them straight away?
No, maybe, but these are like,
I don't know. A lot of games have that.
Yeah.
I haven't really checked if they've got that.
No, this is on the 3 milestones. Yeah. But I was just taken aback, because I was like, I want to get in. I want to play with these new weapons, new grenades, and it was like, no, you can't. And I was like, come on, man. The game at the moment is a bit stagnated, and this is new stuff that people want to see and play and use, and then to be like, no, you can't use them until you play 30 matches. I was like, that's...
I think what they should do is maybe have one weapon literally automatically unlock straight away.
Yeah.
Just one of them.
Yeah, exactly. Just something that you can test out, going into...
Or you get to pick what weapon you want to automatically unlock straight away. You get to pick which one.
Yeah.
I'd rather do something like that.
Yeah. I mean, that's cool, you get to trial something. But to, play 20... 30 matches before unlocking one of them, and then you still got to do the other ones as well.
That's it.
So yeah, I wasn't too happy about that. But
we're talking about the overall Battle Pass. What do you actually think? Like, some of the skins in there, I know I say I'm not a big fan of skins, but I know a lot of people do like skins. But for me, they just look like skins from previous Battlefield seasons.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah, I feel like it's a bit like I said earlier, it's a bit stagnated. It feels like they're just putting out stuff that is there to hold players until the next Battlefield. That's what I'm thinking, because it's I agree. It's just like they brought a new map, and everyone like, yeah, but it's not a new map. It's a revamp, right, of an older map, which has already been done. And you kind of see that, like, it's been done for a different game. So like 3-4 Battlefields ago. So kind of the gameplay's a little bit different in that aspect.
Yeah.
You know, so that's one thing. You know, there's a couple of things that I thought was a bit off. But yeah, any other additions to the new season?
Well, like I said, like there's not really much there to actually, like I said, to keep yourself in Battlefield. That's why there's been a few times where I've been playing different games on there. I think the thing what I do like is the squad management. I think is definitely what that was needed. Which for me, that's what was said in the previous podcast, should have been implemented from day one
Yeah.
on release. Which I think that, like I said, that is fantastic to see. But other than that, if you actually go on even in their Discord, like a lot of people saying, "Well, that's it. I've done season 5. What's next?" They're already waiting for the next season.
Yeah.
Already. I mean, that was after, I think, the first week season 5 launched. People was always saying, "Okay, what's next?"
Yeah.
Because there's not much there. There's literally not much there. Like you said, yeah, we've literally got some time-limited events. We've got the veteran kit assignments, but there's not really much there.
Yeah, yeah, I feel like one thing I think you would agree with me is, you know, those game modes on Portal.
Yeah.
You know, we had the gun game where it changed weapon. You know, those were super fun. You know, they changed the way people had to think. You know, everybody had the same gun and it swapped every 50 seconds or something like that. And you're like, oh, you're sniping, and then all of a sudden it's shotguns, and you just see everyone charging against each other. You know, like.
What do you think? They should have a voting system, right? So if you were like a game mode from Portal, if you can vote. And if that gets the highest votes, they actually implement that mod into the main Battlefield 2042 rotation.
Yeah, I think that would bring a lot of people, you know, they would like that because they're getting involved. They're being asked, you know, what they're like. Even just a small thing like that, it kind of helps the community say, oh, they're actually looking out after us a little bit here. But that is one thing I think they should implement, yes.
Well, I think if you do that, I think that might get people to actually use Portal more to come up with good ideas and different types of game modes.
Yeah.
You might even see more because thinking, you know what, I've got a chance to get featured, and also my creation could be actually in the main Battlefield 2042 game, the rotation.
Yeah. No.
I mean, that's what I like to see. Like, I think I came up with that. What was it? I think was it the first few weeks when Battlefield 2042 first came out, and I'm thinking, do you know what? Like, some of these game modes would be fantastic with the main rotation. I think it probably needs some kind of voting system, but you never know. Like, hopefully we see Portal going forward and implement that feature in the next Battlefield, and hopefully they add that feature, the voting feature.
Yeah, yeah. Like, so that kind of leads into the next segment. What would you like to see in season 6, MG?
Oh God. Let's start off with some old maps first.
Yep.
Metro. I don't know why they've not added that to 2042.
Yeah.
That makes sense. Ice-Storm. Like I said, old maps from Battlefield 3, which I think had some of the best map designs in Battlefield's history. That's why I mentioned those two. I think more vehicles. We need different types of vehicles.
Yeah.
I'm not a big fan of some of these vehicles that we've seen in 2042. More weapons.
Yeah.
I think better dialogue from the in-game characters. I just think they're too goofy.
Yeah. I like. I can let this out to the audience as well. What would you like to see in season 6? Put your comments down in the comment section below, or what you want to see. One from my side, I would definitely like to see new maps. That's for sure. I want them to implement more of those game mode rotations in Portal. I think those were fantastic. Also, because they're not going to, build new maps. That is I think that's a no-no. They're finished there. They can revamp old map, perfect. That's fine. But bring in a couple, not just one, because constant 24/7 of the same map gets old really quickly, and you can see that in the chat in the Discord, right? New guns for sure. And yeah, just I think maybe like a new gadget or something. I think that would be pretty cool, like a zip line, something like that. Chuck that up, get into places where you can't before.
What I think they should do though is because when we first saw 2042, the big feature was the tornado.
Yeah.
I think we should maybe use that a bit more. That feature to come up with some kind of type of new game mode. I don't know what that is. Implement that tornado, that weather feature, a bit more in some of the new maps.
Yeah.
Because for me, it just feels like it's just wasted.
Yeah.
At this moment in time.
Like thunder or something, thunderstorm, maybe hits your vehicle sometimes, sets it on fire.
You think? Well, also I like to see is night and day for every map. So maybe one match, you might. I don't know, for instance, Reclaim, for instance, one of the new maps or the new map in season 5. You might play one match, it's light, and maybe a few matches after it's night. Constantly changes.
Yeah.
Night and day, and different weather. So, for instance, maybe one day it's raining, next day it's nice and sunny.
Yeah.
Or maybe after that it's snowy. I don't know. I don't know if they can maybe implement that right now because maybe it's just not coded in the game. Maybe we can see that in the next Battlefield. But in terms of season 6, like I think we've said, we just want more content. That's what it comes down to. It's just content, which we're not really been seeing from the last few seasons.
Well,
we're getting 1 or 2 maps, and that's it. It's just not enough. As Battlefield veterans, which we are, we've been playing all the Battlefield games. This is literally one of the worst Battlefield games in terms of content.
Yeah,
I think there's no doubt they know that. They've seen all the feedback from the community. They know that, and I think this could be the last season.
Yeah.
It could be, and I think they should go out there and say, you know what, we're going to literally release so much content in our last season for 2042. Go out with a big bang, and I think that's what they should do.
I like the optimism.
I think we need to at this moment.
Yeah.
We just need a bit, don't we?
Yeah, I feel like they'll leave it all up to the next one, to be honest. I feel like they'll just slowly drag it out, give you like little pieces here and there until they call it quits on this one. So let's see what we hope to get out of season 6. All right, let's go to some streaming news now. Kick just signed XQC for over 2-year deal for over $100 million. Now, I've looking at it a little bit. A little bit has been broken down to me, and it's more like I think it was like 30 million a year plus like 30 million to do other stuff, like his own events or something on Kick, or like he gets money to gamble online or something like that. So it's something like to do there. I need to look into a bit more of those stats there. But 100 million for a live streamer, that is absolutely insane. Like, wow. And it's not exclusive. Not exclusive. So he can, which I think is fantastic, because the thing is, he has built up his community on Twitch, right?
Yeah.
And if he was to sign an exclusive deal to Kick, that means he loses that whole fan base straight away, and it's only word of mouth that he is now on Kick. Now, now with unexclusive deal, he can go to Twitch, stream for 30 to an hour, not too much, tell, hey, the show continues on kick.com/XQC, and then they bring him over, they're bringing all those viewers across bit by bit, so they'll be on both platforms, which is quite interesting.
I think that is good. I do like that, to literally just promoting platform, Kick platform, which is good. 100 million? Like we've seen Mixer do this and completely fail. We've seen Twitch having big contracts and failed. You know, that's why Twitch are literally doing as much freaking ads on the streams.
Yeah.
You know, because at the end of the day, it's expensive. I mean, what do you think? 100 million. What's the next streamer? They're gonna get another 100 million for another streamer,
Well,
and so on and so on and so on.
well, XQC is the biggest streamer, right? And honestly, I think with exclusivity, yeah, non-exclusive deals, right? He will bring his community across. Now, the thing is, that made so much news that it went viral, right? There was so many news articles on him going to Kick, right? That I heard from the CEO of Kick, he said that it was 50 times over what they were expecting.
Wow.
And that burned the servers. So they were prepared. They were like, okay, we're going to go, I think, 10 times the server limit, 50 more because of the actual newspaper articles on it and all this sort of stuff. So it blew up, went viral, and basically brought so much traffic there that it crashed the service of Kick. And they also, so that's cool. And it's backed by stake, right? And I saw last year that it made $2.7 billion. So I feel like it's got, and then like some birdies also tweeted that it's like government run backed by like Saudi oil. So like,
I mean,
they have the money, I think.
they got the money, but Twitch had the money because it was backed by Amazon, owned by Amazon. You know, like end of the day, it's a business, and they're there to make money, and that's it. End of the day, you know. But all the money in the world, but if your platform's not making, if you're putting a lot of money into it, but you're not getting the other money coming towards the other way, then it could cause problems. But I think in terms of exposure, I think it's definitely getting that. I mean, we've seen it. Like, didn't they tweet out? Was it yesterday? I think was it over 1 million accounts was created? I think maybe
24 hours
actually.
Yeah.
I mean, that is crazy. I mean, that's what they're looking for. But this is my only issue I've got, and that is they keep adding all these these big streamers to Kick. But does that mean the little guy's going to be pushed further down? Because at the end of the day, like, is some of these small content creators, at this moment in time, they've got time to grow. But if you keep adding these big content creators, then the small one's going to get pushed down further and further away. And it's just literally a Twitch situation all over again.
Yeah. I mean,
that's my only concern.
Yeah. I mean, so I think it's good because it brings more traffic across.
Yeah.
And I feel like Twitch has really shot themselves in their own foot at the moment, and that means that a lot of people seeing this and going, why should I only, stream on Twitch when I can go stream one day here, one day in Kick, build my audiences there, and get 95/5 split on the revenue. Like, that seems like more content friendly, content supporting. Then Twitch is 50/50. And then they brought out the Partner Plus, right?
I've seen that. Was it like 20-70-30 split?
It was, something like that. And then I think some people worked it out to be only like less than 3,000 streamers would make that.
Wow.
Because like you have to get 350 subscriptions, right?
But they can't be gifted.
They can't be gifted.
Yeah.
So 350 individuals per month. If you and that's for 3 months. So if you stop there 1 month, you lose that. That's insane. Like
a lot of these streamers, a lot of them are gifted. A lot of the subs are gifted.
Yeah.
So a lot of them will not even reach.
And Amazon Prime.
Yeah, Prime.
Yeah.
A lot of them won't reach that. Those requirements, unfortunately. But I mean, to be honest, talking about Twitch could literally be a separate video because they've been going down for so many years now because they're just making I don't get what their thought process is at this moment in time. It does not make sense. But going back onto Kick, I think there's a lot of good news coming out of Kick. There's pros and cons, which I've said, like the smaller guy would definitely be pushed because the front page it's just gonna be these big streamers.
Yeah, I see that 100%. I see it so that like a feature tab is supposedly feature people, different people, but then like this feature tab has basically the same individuals. Once they go live, they are on this page until they finish their stream, and there's 9 featured tabs, right? So it's like. How and then they go on and they say, oh, we're getting bigger, look at this growth. Yeah, because you're on the featured page, guys. Like...
What made me laugh, someone tweeted, because he bought this 100 million contract, someone said the front page is going to be the $1 million page.
Yeah.
Someone actually said on Twitter, because 2 or 3 years from now, they're going to be purchasing streamers, and literally they're all going to be on the main page.
Yeah.
£1 million or $1 million page.
Yeah. So
unfortunately, I mean, it's good in a way because it affects traffic to the platform. But yet again, it's just, I think a lot of these small streamers went to Kick because they thought they had a chance to grow. But now seeing them buying all these streamers onto the platform, they're going to be pushed down. Some of them might leave and go back to Twitch. But it's not always great on Twitch either. So yeah.
I think it's also good for the competition. You have a lot more, eyes where Twitch was like, it's just the giant at the moment at live streaming, right? And it's a monopoly. And now like that monopoly is being attacked from 2 sides. I mean, if YouTube were to upgrade their live streaming, which they should.
God, they need that. Jeez.
If they did that, they would also take another jab, a left jab, while Kick's taking a right jab at Twitch, and kind of making them be better than themselves. Because at the moment, I feel like it's just like a sinking ship at the moment. Like, come on, Twitch. You should be looking to grow this.
People saying, oh, I want Twitch to die. No, I do not want
No.
No one wants Twitch to die. That is bad for the streaming industry.
Yeah. You want more competitors,
Yeah, we need more.
Yeah, and like
I said, we've got Twitch, we've got Kick.
Yeah.
We have YouTube, of course, which
YouTube Live.
YouTube Live. We've got Facebook, which
honestly, I think Facebook gaming has just kind of collapsed. I think it's like, I think it's. I was seeing some Facebook streamers who moved to Kick because Facebook was like, I felt like they gave up on them. Like Facebook Live's not our thing anymore, and they've kind of like not like actually put anything towards growing it, right? And
their streamers are some of the most passionate and talented streamers I've seen, and they're just literally throwing them under the bus. And it's such a shame to see that.
Yeah, and then there's so there was Facebook. You can say that, but I think they've lost. I think at one stage they had 10%, but now they've like dropped. I think they're like down to 1 or 2%. You've got like tiny places like Trevor, and then you've got DLive. You've got these sort of live streaming.
SharePlay, which is still in beta right now. It's still in beta.
Yeah, I think I just saw that one.
Yeah.
So let's see, because I feel like more competitors, the better it is, because more they would be like, all right, how do we get more traffic here? We've got to upgrade this. Let's give it more, like an hourly rate or something if you have over 100 people watching or something like that, right?
I mean, you get Kick. Kick is fighting. For instance, Kick is sort of like fighting Twitch, but we want someone else to fight Kick as well.
Yeah.
And hopefully we get that. I think YouTube. That's it. If YouTube literally upgrade a streaming section, my God, they would definitely be up there as a competitor for Twitch and Kick.
Well, they
need to do.
I feel like that is they have it. They were doing it, and then they moved towards Shorts because TikTok was there, and they moved all the way to Shorts, and then they kind of gave up on Live for the time being. If they go back to Live, I think it would be a lot better. Because you've got some big streamers on YouTube. You've got Courage, you've got Dr. Disrespect, you've got Tim the Tap Man. You've got those 3 big guys there, and you've got quite a few more, that are trying out the site now because of what Twitch is doing. People are like, let's multi-stream. I multi-stream, I multi-stream on Kick, and I also multi-stream on YouTube. I can't multi-stream on Twitch because they said, no, you can't do that anymore, which I think is just ridiculous. And that's why Ninja moved to Kick, they're like, well, if I can't do this, we'll go to Kick. So a lot of people are trying out Kick now, and it's good. because you can diversify. You've
Yeah.
got different audiences, and that's what you should be doing. You shouldn't put all your eggs in one basket. You know.
Yeah.
So that is what's happening. What I think what's happening there. Also, Amouranth is on Kick now. I just saw
I've seen
she's
that,
gone live.
yeah.
But yeah, so more traffic coming this way. So yeah, let's see how it goes. I think in the next few weeks will be interesting to see how that goes. I think I was watching a Devin Nash video on Kick at the moment, all the big signings, and he said, and I quote, "The Eye of Sauron is now on Kick," with the DMCs and all this, all the streaming content that shouldn't be, or music that's So it's gonna be interesting next couple of weeks. Let's see how it goes. Yeah, and that's what I think on the streaming wars for now.
Even worse.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting. I think.
Wait, to be honest.
Yeah.
It'll be good, interesting next 5. I think next 5 years, there's definitely going to be a lot of streaming platforms will shut down, and there's also going to be some new streaming platforms that we've never seen before.
Yeah.
That might actually surprise us.
Yeah.
But I think it's good.
Yeah.
Like, if you're into streaming, if you like streaming, like say, everyone loves Kick right now, but there's going to be something else out there. There will be. I guarantee it.
Yeah. No, definitely for sure. I think it's interesting times ahead. There might be AI streamers soon enough.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, you just be like, please stream for the next 8 hours on Hearts of Iron and make it exciting. So I don't know. Let's see how that goes. On Hearts of Iron, I just finished a great conquest. That was fun.
Yeah.
So that's one game I've been playing recently. I've been playing some modded Hearts of Iron 4, which is just fantastic. The stories.
I mean, the game is 6 years old. I mean, and there's so much interest.
Yeah.
So much interest in that game. It is crazy. Like, I've never played it, but from watching you play that, I am thinking I'm buying Hearts of Iron. I mean, I've got the third one, which I never knew I had in my Steam library.
Yeah.
I don't know how it's there. I don't know when I bought it. I will be playing some of that. But you said that's one of the most hardest Hearts of Iron games existed. So,
so this one was.
Give it a try.
Yeah, definitely. I think Hearts of Iron 3 was a lot more, I guess, complex. It was too complicated, and some players loved it because of the complexity. But a lot of people were like, "Ooh, it's a bit too much for me," and that kind of hit me as well. I was like, "Oh, this is a bit too complicated for me." So I stayed on Hearts of Iron 2. And then the cool thing was the modders made Darkest Hour, which is like an expansion, like a standalone Hearts of Iron 2, but more updated. And so I stayed on that until Hearts of Iron 4 was released. And this game's just blowing me away. Like, their modding community is just absolutely insane. The amount of stories that are being created for alternative history, World War One gameplay, like... if anybody's new to Hearts of Iron, it's a strategy game where basically you're playing through World War II as a nation. You build the industry, you build, you go trade, politics, all this sort of army, warfare, tactics, blah, 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 everything, right? And basically you get mods as well that changes the aspect of it. World War One, you can go even back to the Boer War, everything. It's all modded, so it's a fantastic game, and I just had to put that in there. I was absolutely loving it. So,
right now on Steam, it's literally $34.99.
Yeah.
So if anyone's interested,
get it. And I think that includes all the DLCs as well. Yeah. So
I will buy it.
Yeah.
Should I stream it? Should I stream
do it.
Day one?
Do it. And just learn, because I think that would be a good one that you learn to stream on Hearts of Iron, because a lot of people will come and join and just help you out, because it's such a good community, I think. So maybe you could do that, and we'll shout you out in the podcast the next week and see how you go.
Knowing my luck, knowing me, I'll be streaming it and I'll literally get raided by someone and be expecting an experienced player.
Yeah.
Which, wow.
You've been raided by 1,000 people.
Well, that actually happened to me one time. I can't remember the game. And I was raided. Oh, that was it. It was Squad. game squad, and literally it was the first time I literally played it and I streamed it, and I got raided, and everyone thought I was actually the veteran of squad, an expert. Oh my god, it was the most embarrassing time I've had on stream, because we all know squad. It's one of the most difficult FPS games out there, and wow, I'm sure I've got that clip. I'm sure it's clipped somewhere. I'll have to find the clip. It's hard to explain until you actually see the clip. If I find it, I'll tweet it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be quite awkward. Also, just want to add before ending, Battlebit remastered. Holy moly! If you have not seen it, it was created by 3 developers. It's in early access, or early release. It's one of those. But holy moly, it's one of the it's like
good.
Battlefield, Roblox. And basically, it's 127 players versus 127 players. And this is how it's done, Battlefield. Wow. It's just so good.
I
well
think they need
done.
to employ the devs, I think, DICE.
Wow, they even have the mechanic of grabbing an individual and, like, bringing them back into cover.
For me, it just feels of old Battlefield.
Yeah.
And you wouldn't think, just from the look of it, like, it's one of those games where you just could play hours and hours. I do think DICE need to look at that and thinking, what have they done right? And can we implement that into our next Battlefield?
Yeah, exactly. Oh man. All right, dude. Well, that's been the Power On podcast, episode number 2. MGLive, do you have anything last to say?
Well, all I can say is, guys, keep on gaming. Because, like I said, there's many games coming out. Starfield is coming out soon. I think it's September, isn't it?
I think so.
Yeah.
I think we can do a podcast dedicated to that closer to the time.
That's it. So all I can say, guys, is game on, because power on and game on, because
yes.
there's so many fantastic games coming out soon. So be prepared, guys. Pre-order them. Make sure you got enough space on your hard drives.
Yeah.
Because we're going to be doing a lot of gaming.
Exactly.
Yes.
Wow. Okay. So follow him at MGLive. All the links will be down in the comment section below. Guys, comment down below what is your game of the year that you are looking forward to. And again, thank you so much for listening to the Power On podcast. We're powering off, and we'll see you next time. See ya.
See you guys.